Let's bring in our panel here. Guy Benson, political editor at townhall.com. Mara Liasson, national political correspondent of National Public Radio. Retired Green Beret, you heard from earlier. Mike Waltz, who served as a senior counterterrorism advisor to Vice President Dick Cheney. And Jillian Turner, former National Security Council staffer under Presidents George W. Bush and Barack Obama. Jillian, as we look live there in New York City, your thoughts on this day, this event, and kind of where we're going?
Well, personal comment quickly is that Manhattan's my hometown, and so this strikes particularly close to my heart. I've been on the phone with friends and family for most of the evening, making sure that folks are all right. It's just completely devastating that New York has been hit again. I want to make a comment particularly about ISIS's turn to, if this is indeed an ISIS attack, which, as Chairman McCall points out, it looks likely, bears all the hallmarks of one. Their turn to reliance on the use of vehicles, the weaponization of vehicles, is something that is going to have catastrophic consequences for possibly decades to come. While ISIS's reach is now definitively global thanks to the internet, this particular tactic makes all terrorism local for the effective future. It means that they can reach into any community, anywhere in the world, at any time, and find recruits and sympathizers who are willing and able to go forth and carry out terrorist attacks. And this is the 13th one this year. And since this first started with Nice in 2015, we're up 300% in terms of the lethality of vehicular attacks. So it's just devastating.
All right, I want to turn back to that interview we had earlier with Chairman McCall and take a listen to something he said during that.
This was the ninth vehicle assault used by ISIS. Remember Nice, we saw this happen previously.
So you think this is ISIS?
I believe when an individual yells out Allahu Akbar, all the indicators and hallmarks of an act of terror, and I think that's true in this case. We know for 2 years they've called out in their internet magazine to attack by vehicle, by explosive device, or by knives and small-scale attacks.
Went on to describe, Mara, this one picture, image of a ISIS logo taken near that area on the west side that happened in August and popped up on a website.
Yep. And this is not very far from 9/11, actually, just right up the street from the site of 9/11. But look, this is an issue that is going to have to be confronted, balancing the United States citizens' demands for free life.
As
they don't want to.
Capitol Hill deals with this 702
That's right.
renewal, which, by the way, is listening in to terrorists, even if they have connections with U.S. citizens.
Right. And the question is, we're going to find out in the coming days, was this person a U.S. citizen? Did he have any ties to ISIS in some way? Was he here legally? There are going to be a lot of questions answered, and then you can design the precautions accordingly. I mean, I don't know if every single rental car place in America has to have a list of people who can't rent a car.
Guy.
Especially if the person trying to rent the car has no record whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is so frightening about this style of attack, going back to what Jillian was just saying. In the past with al-Qaeda, around 9/11 and a few of the other major attacks, Madrid, USS Cole, these were highly choreographed, highly complex, spectacular attacks. Getting a car and mowing it into people is sort of the opposite of that, but it brings the threat home to everyone. It's a very low frills, low maintenance attack that can be inspired from far away or from a computer screen, and anyone virtually can carry it out. So that is what is scary about this. But if we're talking about fear, amid the loss of life and the tragedy in New York, I have to say, watching the leadership in New York moments ago during that press conference saying, hell yes, this parade is still going on. Hell no, we're not canceling it. We're New Yorkers, we're Americans, that's not what we do. That sort of gave me chills. That's the spirit of this country, even in a dark hour.
Yeah. You're looking live, by the way, from our affiliate WNYW, Fox 5 in New York, and that is a shot of the Home Depot rented pickup truck that this assailant drove down the bike path on the west side of New York, not far, as mentioned, from the World Trade Center, and plowed over people biking and running on a path on a pretty sunny but cool day in New York City. There was some early talk that he had firearms and that there there were shots fired. The shots fired, actually, we're told, were from police shooting at this man. He actually had a BB gun and a pellet gun of some kind, maybe even a paintball gun, but he was injured. And there you see the video of him running. We're told that this is him with the pellet gun and the BB gun running into the street there, pursued by, you see that man there. I don't know what happened to him, but soon thereafter he confronted law enforcement and was taken down. He was shot in the rear end, we're told, and he was taken to a hospital and is being treated. Mike, that's a big deal to be able to get somebody who says they've got this guy in custody because he potentially provides information.
Well, Brad, let me just personally say and give a salute to the boys in blue in New York City tonight and to the NYPD. I've been in situations where you have only seconds to determine if it's if they're friend or foe. We may remember in May when a vehicle plowed into Times Square, and immediately folks were afraid it was a terrorist attack. Turned out it was a drunk driver. So when this guy hops out, he has something that resembles weapons. He runs, and the NYPD get after him and take him down, but take him down in a way that now he can be interrogated. Really, hats off to him.
All right,
great job.